I think you have to salvage it. So let's salvage it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I see what they mean. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Salvage. I'm 7foot Dust Bunny, and as you can see, the base is okay. It needs a little tarting up, but it's complete-ish. I would have the air on in here, but I don't have a lot of oxygen to spare because I'd like to put some plants in, but we have a radioactive fog, and that's not a lot of fun. So today's plan is to do several things. I've been doing a bit of scouting as well as completing this in between episodes, and as you'll see, I've managed to open up quite a few things on the planet, and you'll see I've been marking some points of interest here we would like to salvage or look at. There's a truly massive amount of fuel and O2 down here. There's these abandoned pulse lasers, there's some broken engines, and all these junk storages around, which are looking kind of fun. But first of all, while I did have collected some fuel, we need to sort out the longer term fuel situation, and to that end I have created a hydrogen thing, which I can't carry, excellent, and an oxygen generator. So I'm gonna try and take these, wow they are big, out to the scout. Now I don't know exactly how much these produce in terms of oxygen or fuel or alike or anything like that, so we're gonna have to see how well they do. Also, I reclaimed some fuel from a structure. There's 100 PUH of fuel there. That's a lot. The only other thing is, in this radioactive fog, I am getting very little sunlight. So we're gonna grab the scout and head just down to the water just over here and set those generators up, because they need to be in water. So this looks like a good place to put them, right here on this lovely bit of beach that I have right next to my home. So hopefully I can put them here before I get irradiated to death. So we got an oxygen generator, needs to be in water. There you go. Yeah, an oxygen generator. Let's put it there, and we'll put a hydrogen generator here next to it. We might have to put a couple more hydrogen generators. We'll see how it goes. So I can ooh, I like the fact that I can pick them up again. That's good stuff. So if I access them, I'm gonna need to put fuel in, and I'm intrigued to see how long it takes to produce how much. So let's chuck in, I'm going to go for half of that. Oh, it doesn't take that kind of fuel. Okay, what kind of fuel does it take? That's slightly more problematic. I did not anticipate this eventuality. So I hope it'll take the fuel pack it makes, because that's gonna suck if it doesn't take a fuel pack it makes. Okay, what other fuel packs have we got? We've got some Promethium fuel packs, which we haven't got a vast number of. I don't know, let's see if it'll take tree ethanol first as well. Let's see if it'll take some of these. If it'll take tree ethanol, that might be useful. At least then we'll know that we can use tree ethanol to produce more fuel, more oxygen, that kind of thing. Because it seems to me that we're going to want to produce, so you can take tree ethanol and that will run you for 24 minutes and you're 80% effective. Can you take the gasoline? You can. That's going to run you for 33 minutes. Okay, so we'll put that in, and that's going to run you for an hour and 23 minutes. And you're going to produce oxygen bottles. That should produce plenty of oxygen bottles. So you'll run for 24 minutes on that. I don't know how much hydrogen you produce in that time. I'm assuming you can use these, which will run you for like 4 hours. Because these are relatively powerful by comparison. But I'm hoping that this will mean fuel is not a problem. I'm interested to see in a short period of time how much this will make. So we'll have a look at this before we go back out on our mission. Now we're going to go back over to base maybe. We're going to do a couple of other things while we're here. So we want to first of all, I'm going to stick the fuel back in the cargo box because that's where I want fuel to go. And I'm going to grab, I've got some hover engines and I've got some, we'll just go for the small thrusters. So I'm just going to stick these on at the moment. Place and place. And then I'm going to pick it back up again. And hope that if I do this, the quest will complete. Oh, at least the radiation has stopped. So now I pick it back up again. And we're hooked up to the scout, aren't we? So in it goes. And hopefully that will, there we go, successfully completed attaching the hover engines. There you go, completely useless direction of thruster, but nevertheless, there you go. So we can pick all these back up again. Yoink, 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 yoink. And also, I'm probably going to look at dispatching some of these tools because I should need less. I shouldn't need the survival tool anymore because I've got the drill and I've got the multi-tool, which is depleting, but I shouldn't need the repair tool because the multi-tool can do that too. So the multi-tool should get rid of the repair tool and this one and free up some space on my bar. So one of these, there we go. Complete. Turn on your HV. Okay, hang on a second. I need to take the down thruster off. Yep, there you go. Turn on your HV. Power up. Da-da-da. Good. If your hover vessel doesn't have a generator or fuel tank, you need to build these, along with a cockpit, in order to use your hover vessel. Congratulations, you've achieved rank 2 of engineer. And I got some things which I missed. Some of them were charges for the multi-tool, and there was some fuel. Small vessels are the key to traveling off-world to find more resources. Oh, gather blah 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 blah. Missed it. In order to get there, however, you'll need to find a vehicle capable of flight. As an engineer, you'll have to build small vessels from scratch. No, I won't. And craft devices. And oh my god. To do this, you must place 4 thrusters, 2 medium thrusters on a small vessel. You can salvage these off junk vessels in junkyards and build them yourselves. To the sky! Okay. Just for the Let's Play purpose, and those of us who are slower than reading, I'd love it if I had to click after each of those to move it on, because I didn't read everything it said. I was too busy looking at the, I believe, the multi-tool charges, of which I have so many. And I got some additional fuel packs, which is fantastic. So that is all good stuff. So these can go back in the base for now. Oh, and I got an HV constructor, of which I also have several. Interestingly, I know where there's several SV constructors now as well. Now, the main other thing I want to do, which is going to fall into this equipment, your small vessel category is, as much as this little vessel is very useful, I am facing another base attack in just under 2 days. And while I held off okay that time, I'm not sure if they're going to get progressively worse. Especially as I've obviously upgraded with a large constructor. So one thing I was looking at, which would be nice, is to see if I can, where is it, engineering, here. Now obviously I can unlock the multi-tool, I can unlock some of these bits, which is great. So T2 core, T2 hover core, T2 base extender I have unlocked just in case I need it. Where is there a T2 CPU extender? Yes, there is. I need to unlock this block. You can see I'm using my points very sparingly at the moment. This has been advised to me to unlock things as I need them. It's also been advised to me by KnowItALLDM that I was going to stick with engineering and try and push through to basically everything, but he said there's almost enough points to unlock most things apart from like the real high-end stuff in every thing. So like you won't be able to unlock all of these, but you'll be able to unlock some. So I will be looking at some of these because God knows I want this. And also he did mention that these, if you put this one and this one and this one on a ship, the effect stacks. So it adds more and more power. So that's going to be something I'm going to be thinking about when it comes to next specialization. Because the question will be, do I want to go combat? Which I mean, kinda. Or do I want to go exploration? Because I'm loving just like the exploration tree. But I found some useful items as I've been traveling around. I haven't taken them, I haven't salvaged them, but I've seen some interesting things as I've been sort of scouting around, which I'll take you around to see as well. Sorry, I will move on and get on with things. Let's open that T2 core, because I would like to see if I can make that. 2 flux coils. That might be pushing my luck though. I do have 2 flux coils, so I might be able to make a small vessel. I can make a core. Yes, I can't make this. I'm lacking fiber optics. Of course I am. Yeah, fiber optics really seem to be a weird thing at the moment in this game. I seem to be having issues with fiber optics. Let's have a look. I did try and pick up some more as I went round, but I don't think I've got any more at the moment. That's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna need the core for sure. So we'll get that core built, and that's gonna leave me short 3 computers and 3 several fiber optics. But that's okay. That's okay. That's not the end of the world. I have ideas of things I can salvage. I'm going to leave that core there for the time being, because I did find several things that will be useful. Let's go over this way a second, just check how much this is producing and whether I'm going to want some extra hydrogen generators. I suspect I will. Let's see, is it producing just 1 hydrogen bottle at a time? It is. Excuse me? What? See, this is what's going on, which is kind of upsetting me. As you might notice, I've now lost all the fuel that was in there. this is not kosher. I did not take that fuel out. I did not think there's definitely something weird going on. I don't know if this is just my game being a bit weird, or whether it's something to do with the mod, whether KnowItAlld's had a similar issue on something else already. I've almost got enough to make some silicon. But I'm not going to blame the mod outright, because I just don't know what's wrong. It's not necessarily the mod's fault. I mean, I'd love to put one of those in there, but I think I'm going to... Oh, I already had that fuel in the scout. Like a fool, I say. So I'm only going to put a couple of those back in for fear they're going to disappear again. Because I can't afford to keep losing fuel like that at the moment. You know, later on, where fuel's a bit more bountiful, I might be a bit more willing to lose fuel. But I'm just going to put 3 in, run for an hour and 20 minutes, and make me hydrogen. And we'll see how we get on. I mean, at the moment I'm not going to make another one, just purely because it's, like I said, well, one, it's kind of expensive to build them, and resources are obviously an issue. There was over here another, I have so many markers. Am I even heading in the right direction? Where am I going? I want to be going over here. Where is the small wreckage? Where is this? Where's this junk storage? Why is it not showing up? I must have not put it on show up. Now, I think I've been to some of these junk storages before, but I was also tipped off on these junk storages about a few things. Like, one, for example, if I can actually stick a claim core down and it does work. So I can claim it. And therefore I can take the stuff inside. Let's sort this out. Junk storage, no, I want the scout. I want to make sure I am bonded with that. Yes, thank you. And then I can take, for example, well, let's take that O2. But we can take the O2 tank. Now, I was also told about these boxes. Apparently, if you take these, they give you a lot of scrap. Now, obviously, when I take it like that, it doesn't. So, let's try putting it down. I think you have to salvage it. So, let's salvage it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what they mean. We got a shed load of scrap from that. That is nice. Okay, top tips there. We'll take any fuel. No, okay. So I'm going to take the fuel tank. And I'm going to take the generator. Because if I need to, I can add these to my base. I could do with a cooker. I don't need the fridge, but I'm going to take it anyway. I'll take a closet and I'll take a couple of deco furnishings. Yep, thank you. And I'll even take the armored door, because I can replace my door with an armored door. So these junk storages can actually be taken apart. So we'll have a look at this junk storage right here, and we can delete that now because I've dealt with it. Now the other thing I want to do is, if I can build that core, I want to take this vessel. That's why I want the T2 core, because that will allow me to take that vessel. Now I'm coming here. Hopefully one of these is going to help me with getting some extra items. Now I know I'm not taking everything I need from this in terms of the actual parts. But that's mainly because I want to take these apart and see if I can get that fiber optics, which I need. So as much as it pains me, 2 engineering components. That's new. Ooh, hang on. Let's try going in with the drone here. Yes. So I'm going to take these parts as literally just parts, but I'm probably going to take the extenders as extenders. I mean, I might want some of these parts again later. We'll have a look in there. But I'm going to switch to salvage, and I'm going to stick down the core a second, because I'm going to take this one, because I might want an SV constructor. I'll take that. I'll take the detector, because spare detectors are always good. A fridge, yes, I'll take. Node 2, I'll take. And a Wi-Fi, I will take. These I will likely take. I'm just going to get in there and actually have a check on them first. This is a new style door. So, I mean, ultimately, I just want to check whether there's anything worth having in these. I mean, salvage tool, not really. I wonder if I can sell them. When I was also flying around, I haven't been over there, but over in this direction somewhere, there's a whole bunch of ISI guys. So I'm going to take a bunch of these, because I may want them on the new SV, and if not, I can definitely still use them on the SV I have. So definitely worth grabbing as many of these as I can. All those are just steel blocks. But again, steel blocks cost steel to make, so I'm just going to take them for now. I mean, there you go. It's worth grabbing some steel blocks, because then I don't have to make steel blocks. A couple more extensions here. We'll take the O2 as well. Now, this obviously had space for a constructor, I would say. Now I'm going to start salvaging again, because I'm going to salvage that one, see if I can get the fiber optic, and I'm actually going to salvage this cockpit and see if I can get something good out of it. No, apparently not. Thrusters, that's an L thruster, so that might be worth taking. It depends how much storage space I have left. Almost none. So I'm probably going to have to run home and drop that off. Hopefully that will get me somewhere towards getting my T2 core. Now I'll probably make another couple of runs over to vessels and grab a few bits, and hopefully then we'll have a T2 core. Okay, so I've come back over to the generator just to have another look, and yeah, the Promethium fuel packs have disappeared again. So I'm saying that Promethium fuel packs do not work in this hydrogen generator. Do not use Promethium fuel packs in there. And even the Promethium fuel, something is funky going on there, and it is absolutely ruining my fuel supply. So what I'm going to try and do is chuck these in there, and hopefully I can make, if I go here, I should be able to make one of the new funky fuel cells. here, hydrogen pack, that has 15. I should be able to make the large hydrogen pack, which has 150. So that should power it for ages. So if I put one of those in, that should power it for a long time. Let's have a quick check. I still can't make my thing yet. I've got the computers. I do not have the fiber optic, even though it says I need 6 and I have 7. I don't understand. I don't understand. What's the problem? It requires 2 engineering components, which I have. Fiber optic cable, which I have 7 of. Look, I have 7 fiber optic cable. There's something funny going on. What? So if I take it out a second, is it going to say I still need 7 or I need more? Ah, it's going to use them to make the computer. Okay. Now I understand. So let's leave those there. Let's take... Oh, I got 2 of those. Sweet. So I will put that in the hydrogen making device. And this should provide sweet motherloads of juice, he says. I'm assuming this will work in here. I cannot put it in there. Are you having a giraffe, game? That is not accepted. Okay. What if I take one of those out of there and put that in there? Can you use that to run for 17 minutes without crapping out on me? Hopefully. I'm hoping it's gonna... If I go out and go back in again, it is still there. And it's now using it, so... Let's at least start with that, and then maybe... I guess I'm going to be using trees to give it power. I can use a bunch of wood to make power. So I'm going to set that going, and then I'm going to go out on a mission for a bit more fiber optic. So one of the other reasons I'm very keen to get the other SV up and running now is because I need the extra carry weight, as you can see, and I don't really want to do it all with a hover vessel, because I find hover vessels a bit of a pain going over the terrain, and I found things like this as I was exploring the planet. Yep, let's move that a bit closer here. As you can see, here we have a full CV. I mean, it's not a flyable CV, granted, but there are useful things in it, like grow plots, of which I need some. Grow lights. I don't actually need any grow lights, but, you know, nonetheless, we can take a few, because we're going to want to be building a CV at some point, and this is CV materials, blocks, everything we need, basically. Windows, fridges, oh yeah, food and general munchies of goodness. Nice. And more munchies of goodness. Oh yeah. I'll take just one fridge. I'll take the switch. I'll take that. I'll take that. I mean, grow plot wise, it's not just for a CV I want grow plots. At the moment I need more grow plots in my own base, because then I might actually be able to grow myself some food instead of killing all the local wildlife. I mean, I'm not actually struggling completely for food, but these extra grow plots will go a long way to helping me out. I also found a crashed DSE back, which has a huge amount of thrusters on board, so that will also be worth grabbing. Salvage lights. Salvage lights, always salvage lights for the fiber optics. That is gonna be my thing now. Salvage lights for fiber optics everywhere I see light. The other thing that tends to have a lot of fiber optics, used to be at least, elevator blocks. I'm guessing there is actually another level up there, which I've just cut myself off from. I have. That's okay, I can make it. Come on, jetpack. Yeah. Light. Console. Sensor. Come on, console. I had a computer. I'll take the computer. These things like consoles are really worth it. Lights. Definitely going to grab all those for getting this going. I mean, this wreck as a whole is going to have oodles of things. We're going to be coming back here quite a few times. I mean, a lot of this is empty, as you can sort of see. But again, look, lights for fiber optics here everywhere. These are choice items at the moment. I don't know why I'm coming up so short on fiber optics, but it's definitely something I need to get as much of as I can. So we'll get those and then we'll head over to the SV. Right, so just as a confirmation, I have 35 fiber optics on me. Let's hope I still have 35 when I get back. Make that 37. 37? If you get that film reference, then you know. If you don't, you don't. Yeah, sorry, just before we leave this again, I will show you. Look, this has 35 thrusters on board. It still has 39 lights on board. I mean, there is a lot of stuff here. Okay, so here we are at this SV that I want to salvage, and you might notice I'm dying because I met a ripper dog along the way who decided to well, tear me a new butthole, and I'm rapidly eating through my bandage supply. I didn't see him coming, and I was there getting some guns out of the ship, which was marked over here as SV guns, and then I forgot to put the salvage core in and lost a couple of the guns before I realized. So that was all clever stuff on my part. So this one has quite a bit more storage, and I think I can probably wangle in some more. At the moment, the main thing is to stick a core in it somewhere, which I'm not quite sure where I'm going to stick the core. Tempted to stick it like right there, or in this gap. There's like the RCS here. I'm not a big fan of RCS, so I'm tempted to take the RCS out. RCS, since Empyrion did the new flight model, RCS hasn't really been a thing. What is that down there? Just a steel block. Okay. So from that purpose, we're going to stick the core, not the salvage core, but the actual core. Don't fall for that one. It's a claim core. This is a proper core, yeah. So we're going to stick the core there, and then I should be able to attach to this ship and put in a T2. So we should now be within CPU. We are 15,000 CPU. There's a med station here. Ah, I live! I live! Hee hee! Med station. It's one of the reasons I came back for it. It was not just that it had, you know, thrusters and size and lifting capability. It definitely had things like med bays. Yeah, I wanted to put some guns back on there because it takes 2 guns there and stick another 2 back there. I did salvage 1. I'm not sure what those are. They just steel blocks. Okay, so we'll be adding some extra thrusters in for sure around here because it's got, for at the back at the moment, it's a large proportion of the back chunk missing, which is less than stellar, but you know, we don't need any of this. The only thing I might want to do is stick this one on top somehow, because this little winglet on top is probably going to disappear anyway, because, well, because. Can you dock, please? There we go. We're docked. Power off. Right. Next major task is make sure this ship is ready to go. Small junk vessel. Yes, small junk vessel. You need to be renamed small junk vessel. So we're going to call you the SDB Fighter Tron. There you go. That'll do. So there's some fuel in it, but I should have these puppies all handy. Yoink. I actually tried some of these small ones in the hydrogen generators and that. They don't work either. So they were pointless. Right, now hopefully this vessel is gonna lift off if I turn thrusters on. You're gonna be missing a generator, aren't you? That's what you're gonna tell me. Oh, you arse. You're missing a generator. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of this little bit at the top and maybe adjust it to stick like a gun turret up here. I might adjust it to stick, make it higher to stick 1 gun turret here and 1 here. I mean, this is open. This is open so you can get your drone out, but meh. Okay. Oh god, what's going on? What's going on? Detach! Detach! What's happening? Okay. So the ship is now rather vertically angled, which is not quite what I intended. It only seemingly becomes dynamic when it's on. So the Fightertron, I didn't realize, doesn't have power. So I do need to find another small vessel. We'll have a hunt around and see if I can find a generator. But that will have to be next time. As I'm going to say, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe as always. And join us again next time. Thanks a lot.